Alrighty, hello everybody folks, and good morning. So, a couple of days ago I saw a video from Titanium Legman mentioning that this, well, existed. I'm shocked that this has been around for apparently a pretty darn long time at this point, and I have never heard of this, and I don't know how, because this is such a cool idea. Okay, so this is Kriegsfront Tactics. Basically, this is more or less well, Front Mission, except it's actually existing now. So Front Mission hasn't had an entry in friggin' forever, but it's not just Front Mission. Actually, there's a lot of elements from a lot of different things that I'm seeing here that make me really darn happy. So for one thing, obviously, a lot of the direct combat here is going to be exactly Front Mission to a T. Basically, your units fire, they fire on multiple body parts, the overall health bars are basically laid out the same way, and a lot of the counter system works the same way. Though, to my knowledge, I don't think we have much info on how the skills or anything work just yet, because at the moment, there's just a demo. So if you just want to go and get a first impressions for yourself, go look at the demo, because it's out there on Steam right now, and it is one hell of a fun thing. So, essentially, what we're looking at here is going to be a supposedly procedurally generated kind of a mech combat thing, where there's a lot of actually kind of Jagged Alliance type elements, where, for example, you're typically doing a lot of scouting, a lot of kind of trying to deal with the terrain, and additionally, whenever your units sustain damage, they aren't just magically restored, but instead would end up essentially carrying over that damage from fight to fight, meaning that it seems like this is going to be one that you're going to have to play pretty darn carefully. Obviously, this is the demo right now, so not so much. But either way, it sounds like in the long term, it's going to be something more along those lines. A lot of the UI elements absolutely scream new XCOM, whereas, again, a lot of the overworld exploration stuff that we've seen in the preview materials here look very Jagged Alliance to me. At least the kind of classic Jagged Alliance there. Additionally, I just want to point out, so many of the designs that you see in this game absolutely scream Armored Core. Like, I love how most of the gun designs absolutely look like a classic Armored Core there. And additionally, they actually have a pixelation filter in the settings to make it look like PS1 era mech games. So that just feels really awesome. Like, the frames look absolutely like a mix of well, for some of the shoulder pads it's very clearly Front Mission, but then for some of them, like this guy's frame looks so much like third gen AC to me. Like, tell me those aren't the heavy chicken legs along with the lightweight arms from Last Raven. This dude over here with his radar head showing up with his Front Mission shield, wearing his crest arms from AC, but he's got a freaking warhammer. I love this design aesthetic so much. You've got like some mech warrior going on with the main body section of that one. I love this, dude. So, on top of that, it actually has a cool mechanic in which you can actually aim for specific body parts. So basically like a free aim system that you really, well, absolutely love to see in situations like this. But additionally, there's actually an armor threshold system, which I don't think Front Mission has done before. Like you saw right there, their armor was able to take all those hits no problem. So yeah, there's that as well. So they're basically bringing in a best of all worlds of so many cool ideas here, and I'm really loving this. So, okay, additionally, you might have noticed stuff is destructible, so for no reason, we're just going to go ahead and annihilate this over here. So, hide their artillery, buy their building, like, you love to see stuff like that. You know you're here for it. So, that's pretty awesome as well, but on top of everything, speaking of Armored Core and such, from what we've seen of the customization, like, I've been going through the demo here, but I don't think there was any customization in the demo. If it is, I haven't gotten there yet. Basically, I'm going through this scenario a second time in case I missed something, and then I just went through the second scenario and didn't see anything. But the previews did show a very Armored Core-esque kind of customization system with patterns and all of that other goodness on all of the different parts. So looking forward to making an absolutely goofy as hell team for that. So yeah, that's kind of about it, really. Basically everything that you wanted from Front Mission, but it also brought in a bunch of other elements as well. There do seem to be a lot of kind of classic mechanics. So for example, your old counters and evasions and stuff like that. but I think they're based off of stats rather than RNG checks. I think, as far as I can tell, anyway. And additionally, your units can actually permadie, so there does seem to be some degree of permadeath and world kind of generation on the fly. Apparently, they were going for a very kind of jungle aesthetic. And actually, speaking of the era, I love that the setting is apparently like a Vietnam era kind of situation. Because that actually gives me a hell of a lot of Ring of Red vibes, and you just do not hear stuff from that game brought up that often. Obviously, it's more kind of a time frame more so than anything else. I haven't, like, aside from the aiming reticle, and outside of the time period, I haven't seen a whole lot of Ring of Red. Nobody's running around with support teams or logistical smoke rifle grenadiers or whatever else, but you know, either way, it's there. But it's cool to see this the stealth system. It's cool to see these scouting mechanics. So yeah, this is good stuff in general. Moved a little bit too far. Lost the double fire on the shotgun, but that'll be good enough. Yes, the shotgun looks like a grenade. I like to think again that this is just an Armored Core reference. Like, what do you mean that this shotgun is actually a handgun? Oh man, I love it though. So yeah, like for example, if we were to do this whole aiming reticle thing, like we can do all of this stuff. And if you want to have the classic Ring of Red experience, we can do just do something like that, or just dual fire this guy without having to equip the specific arms to do this. So that's fun. But yeah, I love the kind of breakable shield type of stuff going on there. I love the what seems to be dice rolls for armor breaking off of your different pieces of equipment. It's just really damn cool. So yeah, this looks like exactly what I wanted out of some kind of front mission experience for a while. So that's really great to see, because we have not seen, as far as I'm aware, any front mission outside of remakes for absolutely ages at this point. It's just a bizarre kind of story with that franchise in general, because more or less what happened was they was for the longest time they were making more or less the same game over and over, which, with little improvements, and people like that, and they're like, wait a minute, people are happy with this, let's screw it up for no reason. And then Front Mission Evolved happened, which would have been a fine game on its own if it wasn't a Front Mission game, because it had seemingly nothing to do with the actual thing itself, and it seems kind of pointless to have a whole limb destruction system when nothing actually gets destroyed. It's like, oh, your arms are slightly worse now. Well, that's not really what we wanted here, is it? So either way, it's just really dang cool to see this here, and I love how the sniping mechanics actually allow for ambushes. So whenever you're going into sniping with your sniper rifle and stuff like that, it does seem like there's some situations where snipers can get around evasion. Also, yeah, just barely missed a sniper out of the trees there. It does seem like the AI is capable of doing sneaks on you. Like, you'll see them take pot shots at your units and go hide back in the woods and stuff, so that's cool to see. Additionally, I don't know, you'll notice every now and then the camera kind of freaks out and, does its thing. This could be because of two things. First of all, obviously, this is a demo of a game that's not done yet, so that would be the obvious reason. But additionally, there's some occasional drift that I see from this particular stick over here, for reasons that are kind of unclear, because it literally only drifts sometimes on some UI things and never when it's actually used. So I'm thinking it could also be a hardware issue, because it does seem to be very, very random. So either way. So that's kind of about that. How do I turn somebody? I don't think you actually can turn somebody. I'm not sure. Anyway, so that's really all there is to say on this one. So, as far as I can tell, Jagged Alliance exploration, front mission combat, with some Armored Core designs and customization, with just a very XCOM feeling, like classic XCOM situation here, but in other situations we have kind of a new XCOM UI thing. Like, so many of these elements are just so many of the design elements are like, this hand over here would be from from classic Front Mission. These legs look absolutely third gen Armored Core. This gun and the way that they go about it looks absolutely like first to third gen Armored Core, where they're just like, yeah, real world gun, slap it on a mech. Good enough. I'm sure this wasn't designed for human hands. A lot of the other stuff here is like complete grab bag of all kinds of different stuff. Like you basically got the ultra industrial looking situation from Mech Warrior in some situations. You know, again, shoulder pads are very front mission in a lot of cases, but the way that this is just designed like industrial equipment makes it feel like an Armored Core MT. And I've always wanted the MT game, you know, so that feels really damn good to me. And the way that they stand looks very kind of Gundam-esque in a lot of situations. Actually, this right here, if somebody told me that this specific guy in the demo here was designed after this one piece of artwork for AC3 where it showed actually no, it was for Last Raven, where there's this old artwork. I'll probably try and use it in the thumbnail if I can find it again, of a bunch of starter ACs just being used as like grunts in like some Gundam-esque looking fight there. I swear this guy looks exactly like that, like orange color and everything. So yeah, maybe it's just a total coincidence, but I love that. So, yeah, that's kind of about it. So, game good. It looks pretty sweet. Go try out the demo, wishlist this thing at your earliest convenience, because you know you want this. You know you want this. Can we snipe people through buildings? I wonder if this will actually work. I think it just bounced off the building. Well, it did detect him on the other side, so I wonder if it actually is possible to... Like, there is a penetration mechanic to some degree as far as I can tell. So I wonder if it is actually possible to shoot through walls and such. That'd be pretty cool. I know you can shoot through trees. I haven't tried a building up till that point, which, granted, a building that size totally should stop that bullet, but you never know. It's worth a shot. So, yeah, that's kind of about that. This is pretty darn sweet, and thank you for stopping by, and go try this demo. Actually, other little detail, I love that so many of the melee attacks are basically using a kind of wide diagonal, and additionally, a lot of the counterattacks seem to be pretty forgiving in terms of what you can actually do with them. So, like, sometimes it seems like you can fire or throw a punch when you didn't seem to have the AP to do it. I don't know if that's intentional, but that little bit of extra ghost AP feels really good. Also, I love these little intro scenes where they show you what they're made of. Like, that head over there is 100% one of the heads from 3rd Gen Armored Core that came back in 3rd Gen Armored Core, that actually came back to some degree in AC6. So, love that. Like, that just seems like a generic industrial head over there. So, yeah. Alright, anyways, I gotta get going then, so y'all have yourselves a good one. I'll see you in the next one, and yeah, try this demo. See ya. Bye.